Hello everyone, what is going on? Raven here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about Amber Hagerman, or Hagerman. I'm just going to call her Amber. So on January 13th, 1996, 9-year-old Amber was riding her pink bicycle besides her younger brother Ricky in a parking lot of an abandoned Winn-Dixie grocery store. Ricky decided to pedal back to his grandparents' house, which is in Arlington, Texas. But before Amber could join him, a man driving a black pickup truck snatched her off her bike, put her inside the driver's side door, and took off. An elderly man who witnessed the abduction from his backyard told police he saw the 1980s or the 90s truck parked earlier at a nearby laundromat before the man drove up, kidnapped Amber, and drove towards the center of Arlington away from nearby Highway 360. 4 days later, a man walking his dog found Amber's body near a creek, about 4 miles from the parking lot where she was taken. Police believe the suspect, who is described as a white or Hispanic male in his 20s or 30s, under 6 feet tall with dark hair, was a local. Based on the direction of travel when they left the Winn-Dixie, and then based on her being found in Arlington, being abducted in Arlington, and just being in that spot, the question has always been, does somebody have a connection with the area where the abduction was? It's a very secluded area where her body was found. Now, this is all being said by Arlington Police Sergeant Grant Gilden. We do believe you'd have to be somewhat familiar with that area to know where that creek is. Was there a connection with that location, and was it someone who had a reason for turning back to the center of town? The thought has always been the easiest way to get out of the area would have been to go down Highway 360. Amber's murder sent anguish and anger throughout the community and beyond, probably worldwide. Her Texas mom, Diane Simon, couldn't say anything about how a kidnapper snatched Amber and escaped without a trace. She said, "I can't get over this child. There has to be something we can do." There were weather and civil defense alerts, so why wouldn't they do it for this? Simone called a local radio station with her idea of an emergency system that would be set up when a 911 call was placed. Radio stations would immediately interrupt programming to broadcast the alert. 14 days after Amber's abduction, she wrote a letter to the station requesting that if her alert system was put in place, it would be known as Amber's Plan. The plan, renamed the Amber Alert, also known as America's Missing Broadcast Emergency Response, was put into place that same year. Today, Amber Alerts are used in all of the 50 states, in the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, and in 33 countries. To date, they have saved over 1,000 children in the U.S., according to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Without people caring and willing to participate, I don't care how good of an idea it is, it would have gone nowhere, says Simone. It's the goodness in the hearts of the people who care that are making the difference. Despite the far-reaching impact of Amber's case, and despite over 7,000 tips, her killer remains at large 26 years later. We continue to have leads, says Gilden, and there are still several leads that we continue to investigate extensively as possible suspects. A lot of people refer to Amber's case as what's commonly referred to as a cold case. But for the Arlington Police Department, it has never been listed as a cold case because they've never gone 180 days without having some lead come in. The police are hopeful that recent advancements in DNA testing being used on evidence collected in her case, as well as any new tips from the public, will finally solve it. Now, the sergeant says he remains optimistic that this case will be solved. He believes that the killer is still alive, and he does believe that there's definitely someone out there who has the answers that they are looking for and can help lead us in the right direction. That's why we continue to work on it. Our goal has always remained the same, that's to catch who did this and be able to prosecute them. Amber was just a very sweet, innocent child, and that's the memory we got to hold on to as we investigate, he says. This is someone who was doing something as innocent as riding a bike, and evil found her that day. And if you know any information about Amber's case, you are asked to call the Arlington Police. I will give the number and things. Or you can call Crime Stoppers of Tarrant County and leave a tip. This is a very sad case to read about. I did not know at first that the Amber Alert was because of a child. That just blows my mind that someone would do this to a young child. I do find it great that they are still looking into her case, and that they are doing everything they can to find who did this. Before I wrap up today's video, I am going to go ahead and leave those numbers for you to call if anyone does know any information. Now, please do not call them just to spam them or anything like that. We need to find who did this to a 9-year-old girl. So if you want to call the Arlington Police Department, you call at 817-575-8823. If you'd like to leave a tip, you can call the Crime Stoppers of Tarrant County at 817-469-8477. I do hope that this case finally gets solved and that the family and that girl can all find peace. And I do hope she does rest in peace. That is a horrible thing to have happen, and her life was cut way too short. I will see you all in the next video. Bye!